ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the College of Business. the faculty representatives of Ferris State University, the president and stage dignitaries, please be seated. Ferris is proud to recognize graduates and guests who are currently serving or who have served in our armed forces. Veterans, please stand or wave. Audience and graduates, if you would please stand as well for the singing of our national anthem. Feel free to join soloist Rachel Schumann. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight Over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Good morning. Welcome to the commencement exercises of Ferris State University. We are delighted that you, the family and friends of our graduates, have come to witness this occasion which celebrates their accomplishments. My name is Glenn Okanowski. I'm a faculty member in the College of Business. Carrying the symbolic mace and representing the Academic Senate is Susan DeVeest Miller. Marshals representing the faculty members are Patrick Bishop and Catherine Browers. Today's music is performed by the Brass Quintet from Mount Pleasant. The interpreter is Emily Baxter, and the ushers are members of the Ferris State University Student Alumni Gold Club. Please join me in thanking them for their assistance. Now allow me to present the stage dignitaries who will rise as they are introduced. Audience, please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Board of Trustees Chair, Amna P. Seibold of East Grand Rapids. President, David L. Eisler. Honorary Doctorate Candidate, Dana King. Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Robert Fleischman. Academic Senate President, Sandy Alspaugh. Associate Vice President for External Relations and Executive Director of the Ferris Alumni Association, Jeremy J. Mishler. Vice President for Student Affairs, Janine A. Ward-Roof. Associate Provost for Assessment and Accreditation, Mandy Seiferlin. Trustee Kurt A. Hoffman of Caledonia. Trustee Anna Ramirez Sines of Caledonia. Trustee Ron Sneed of Canadian Lakes. Vice President for Administration and Finance, James Bachmeyer. Vice President for University Advancement and Marketing, Shelley L. Piercy. Vice President for Diversity, Inclusion, and Strategic Initiatives, David Pilgrim. General Counsel and Vice President, Miles J. Postema. Associate Provost for Academic Operations, Leonard Johnson. Dean of Retention and Student Success and Interim Dean of Flight, Jason Bentley. Dean of College of Pharmacy, Stephen W. Durst. Dean of College of Health Professions, Lincoln Gibbs. Interim Dean of the Michigan College of Optometry, Daniel Taylor. Dean of Extended and International Operations, Stephen E. Reifert. Interim Dean, College of Business, James Woolen. Would you please join me in acknowledging them? Officially presiding over this commencement ceremony are members of the Ferris State University Board of Trustees. Board Chair Seibold now brings you greetings from the board.
Hello. Good morning to all of our graduates here, to your families, and to your loved ones. I am Amna Seibold, and I'm proud to serve as the chair of the Board of Trustees of Ferris State University. Why am I proud to be associated with Ferris State? Well, for many, many reasons, but ultimately because of what I see before me today, all of you. I see so many students, happy faces filled with expectation, maybe a little relief, celebrating major milestones in your life. But do you know how special you are? Do you know that only 42% of Americans have any kind of college degree at all? Only 32% have a bachelor's degree, and only 13% of Americans have a master's or doctoral degree. And when you look at the whole world, less than 7% of the population of the whole entire world has any kind of an advanced degree, has any kind of college degree of any kind. So you truly are very special. You are one of less than 7%, 6.7% to be exact, in the whole entire world. Having a college degree is indeed special, and it will benefit you throughout your entire life in ways that you already know and in ways that you probably can't imagine yet. You've worked hard for this, and you should be very proud. Give yourselves a round of applause. You've earned it. So 43 years ago, I sat at my own college graduation. Go ahead, do the math. Yep. I sat in the audience thinking about what might come next. And yes, I was very happy to be graduating. I was nervous, and in all honesty, I was not exactly sure what I was going to do next. Probably many of you do know. I bet some of you were like me. You're not quite sure what comes next. Don't worry, your life will unfold. But as I prepared to speak with you today, I wondered what helpful words I could share, and what do I wish somebody might have told me at my college graduation? I started by Googling graduation speeches. There are some great ones out there. Look for the comedians that gave college graduation speeches. They're very amusing, but you don't get that. You get me. So I talked to a longtime friend and colleague, and we talked about what might be helpful for you to know, what kind of a tip that you could put into that filing brain in your head. And we both agreed that the message is best kept simple and universal, easy to remember. So I pared it down to one word. All right, are you ready? Collaboration. Well, by that I mean reach out to others, work with others, get advice from others. Talk things through with friends and work colleagues, work in teams. Collaboration opens your mind, brings in possibilities you may not have considered, and it makes you feel more confident with decisions that you make. Just like I collaborated with my friend as I formed today's speech. Okay, well now you're a little disappointed, saying this is not earth-shattering. I didn't need to hear this. But I assure you it really is important. Collaborate. So I've been in business for a long time. I'm actually in healthcare, and it is just something that I use every day, and it makes me better at my job. Frankly, it makes me better at home too. Whenever I work on my most important projects, it's easiest and fastest to work alone, I'll be frank. But I almost never do, because working alone usually produces less impressive results. Collaboration is one of the keys to success. I can't know it all, and other members of my team round out my thinking. So, collaborate. When you're making a major decision in life or in business, if you make it without discussing it with others, you're less likely to consider all of the important factors involved. So you should collaborate. As you work on a project, you can certainly research and get facts, just like you've done for many of your projects here in college at Ferris. And that is important. But research, and frankly, MRIs, tell us that when you begin talking about an idea with others, you activate different areas of your brain. So you're using more of your brain power when you collaborate. I used to see it as a sign of weakness when I used to ask others for help. I would avoid asking others, particularly when I was fresh out of college. I thought they would think I couldn't do it on my own. What did she learn in college? She doesn't know anything. And it took me a long time to realize that the people that I work with actually think higher of me when I collaborate with them, when I ask their opinion. And actually, the further I've gone on in my career, the higher up I go, the more important collaboration is. I get information from the frontline staff. They're the ones that really know what's going on. and they respect the fact that I'm asking them for their input, and I am relieved because they give me good information. It helps me, it makes them feel included, so collaborate. I hope that during some of your classes you're advised to look for mentors when you go out into the world. And that really is just a fancy way of saying find somebody that's been in the field you've chosen and ask them to advise you. The meetings don't have to be epic and involved. It's often like an interesting conversation where you ask questions and get advice, and you learn a little bit more about the business. The mentor that you ask will be flattered, and they will share with you valuable knowledge, and you will benefit. And so, collaborate. I should probably say that again because it's really so important. Find a mentor. They will help you in immeasurable ways, and that is the one thing I wish I would have done. I see people do it now, and they get further because they ask a mentor to help them. Instead, I would think, oh, I'm not going to let people know I don't know what's going on. Find a mentor, they can help you. I wish I could tell that to me at graduation 43 years ago, but I can't, so I'm telling you. Get a mentor and collaborate. In a recent article put out by McKinsey & Company, a major management consulting firm, they discuss foundational skills that will be needed to be successful in any workplace, healthcare, business, construction, any workplace. And one of those foundational skills is the ability, think about during COVID, the ability to pivot and adapt to new ways while working. And to do that, the report discusses the importance of teamwork and the effectiveness of collaboration. So what do I want you all to remember in order to find success wherever you go? Collaborate. Yes. And finally, I want to take just a moment to thank a very important person here today. He knows the importance of collaboration. He served as a mentor to me when I first came onto the Ferris Board of Trustees, and he's positively impacted the lives of literally tens of thousands of students in the 19 years he's been serving as president of Ferris State University. Through the amazing work he's done, he has steered Ferris confidently into the 21st century. Now, he's retiring from his role of president of the university, but we're fortunate to have him remain associated with Ferris as a member of our faculty. Could you please join me in the Board of Trustees in thanking President Dave Eisler for the work he has done and the legacy that he leaves behind. Also, I'd like to ask his wife Patsy to stand. Patsy? Oh, yes. So Patsy has been instrumental in Dave's success and has given tirelessly to Ferris in countless ways. Theirs is a true partnership. Thank you, Patsy, for all that you've done. So, to all of you, best wishes for your future, and don't forget my key word of the day, collaborate. Thank you very much, and good luck.
President Eisler now brings you the university's greetings.
It is a pleasure to welcome the spring class of 2022 and graduates from our virtual commencements in 2020 and 2021. Collectively, you have overcome the challenges of a global pandemic, earning your degree in a time of uncertainty and significant change. I am pleased you joined us today to celebrate and reflect on your accomplishments at Ferris State University. As graduates, you represent the collective hopes and dreams of our institution. In your educational journey, you have overcome obstacles and challenges, experiencing both the highs and the lows that are part of earning a college degree. Through your hard work, sacrifice, and dedication, you have made it to this significant milestone where one journey ends and another awaits you. At a time like this, you need to know that your success is built upon the collective efforts of so many people who care about you and who take great pride in your growth and development. I want to pause for a moment so we can express our thanks to them and they can share their congratulations with you. We begin with our faculty who have served as your teachers, advisors, guides, and mentors. We are truly fortunate to have a faculty at Ferris who are dedicated to teaching and who care deeply about you, our students. I would ask that our faculty rise so that we can express our thanks to them. Faculty? I also want to thank our staff, who each contributed in their way for you, our students. In doing so, I note their many contributions to our ceremony, the beautiful decorations here today, and the commencement program, which provides information on our university, its degrees, and today's ceremony. Next to the special guests with us today, first I want to recognize your parents. They have planned and sacrificed to help you reach this pinnacle of achievement. Parents, please stand. I'd be willing to guess that there are also proud grandparents here. Would you please stand? For some graduates, there are spouses or significant others who have stood by them in both good and tough times and have supported you working toward this day. Would you please stand? Graduates, some of you also have children who have had to share their mom or dad with books, studying, and homework assignments. I'd ask the children of our graduates to raise. Finally, we have many friends and other relatives of our graduates here. Please stand so we can thank you for being with us today. Graduates, in a few moments you'll be crossing this stage. Two helpful reminders. As you celebrate this achievement, take time to thank those who have worked, helped, and supported you. Their sacrifice and love have helped create this moment for you. Second, a practical reminder. When you reach me on the stage, we're going to take your picture. Don't forget to pause as I offer you my congratulations and smile. As graduates, you represent the hopes and dreams of our institution. Each of us at Ferris State University, faculty, staff, and fellow students, see your educational accomplishments and personal growth and take pride in your achievements. As members of the Ferris community, we never know when our efforts will shape a life, be an inspiration, or help one find the path to a brighter future. I wish that I could tell each of your stories today, as they are all meaningful in their own way. As an example, though, let me share one special story with you. Born and raised in Detroit, this graduate has experienced many challenges in her life. During the summer before the start of 8th grade, her father passed away from cancer. 3 years later, her mother also passed away. Although she did well in school, she understandably struggled with the loss of her parents. The help that she needed was not there, and she felt a low sense of motivation. In her words, she had no one to make proud. Her senior year, she felt like giving up and didn't know what future held for her. The military did not feel like an option, but she also did not want to work a 9-to-5 grind every day doing something she did not enjoy. In her senior year, her high school counselor asked her to pick one of the college flags off the wall, one she might like to attend. She chose Ferris State University because of the crimson and gold colors. Although she says it was a whimsical way to choose what university to attend, she knows this was the best decision she ever made. She applied to Ferris and was surprised to learn of her acceptance. This gave her a new outlook on her future, and as a first-generation student, she was ready to take on the challenge. She began in the fall of 2017, undecided on what to pursue educationally, but confident Ferris would lead her where she needed to go and put the right people in her path. On campus, she received much guidance from the counseling center, and after learning the programs we had to offer, chose hospitality management. This was a great fit for her. While growing up, she had helped her godmother with catering events. She loved the challenge this offered and enjoyed making the guests happy. In this, she would not just survive, but thrive. She has made many friends on campus, including her roommate, who is from the Netherlands. As a student, she has worked for the Torch, been a custodian on campus, and an RA in Piquel Hall. She was the RHA Hall Council President and a member of the First Generation Registered Student Organization, serving as chair of the Community Outreach Committee. She also recently presented as a member of Zeta Pi Theta. While here, she has made it her mission to volunteer wherever she could get hospitality experience, such as at the International Wine, Beer, and Food Festival in Grand Rapids. She truly believes that you get out of your experience what you put into it. After graduation, she plans to explore other opportunities, volunteer and travel, maybe even join the Peace Corps. Her advice to you today is to remember that the negative experiences we go through are not only for us, they are for others as well, as these experiences allow us to help those who are going through similar situations. Today, she would like to thank her professors, Amy Dory, Karen Keogh, and Catherine Wolfer, her advisor, Kimberly Boswinkle, Kimberly Duncan in Educational Counseling and Disability Services, her parents, Sanchez Davis Stevens and Larry Stevens, her godparents, Edward and Keona Cowan, her Aunt Anastasia Gilbert, and her grandparents, Dolores and Leroy Stevens and Sandra Davis. It is a pleasure to introduce to you Sydney Stevens. Sydney, would you please stand? I'd ask that your family here with you today also stand. Graduates, on behalf of our university, I wish you great success, meaning, and fulfillment. As each of you sets out on the next stage of your life and career, you will face times of challenge, adversity, and celebration. I encourage you to remember Sydney's story and how with hard work, determination, and intention, you can overcome the challenges life places in your way and success can be achieved. Congratulations and best wishes, classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022.
Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Robert Fleischman, will introduce the honorary doctorate candidate.
Good morning. I'm Bobby Fleischman, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. We are honored today to recommend a Ferris alumna who has led an illustrious career. She has devoted her life to telling stories of people from around the world through broadcast television and now through her career as an artist. We are proud to recognize Dana King. Please allow me to share the resolution concerning our honorary doctorate candidate, Ms. Dana King. It's the Honorary Doctorate of Humane Letters. Whereas, Dana King, you have built a successful and distinguished 25-year career as a broadcast journalist, serving as an anchor for San Francisco's CBS affiliate, KPIX, then co-anchoring ABC's Good Morning America Sunday and CBS Morning News, along with other CBS news programs. Whereas, in your world news coverage of Hurricane Mitch in Honduras, the 10th anniversary of the Rwandan genocide, conflict in Afghanistan, femicide in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, and the September 11th attacks, you garnered 5 Emmys, 2 Edward R. Murrow Awards, and 2 Gracie Awards. Whereas you followed your passion for art and sculpting and earned a Master of Fine Arts degree from the Academy of Art University in San Francisco, becoming an award-winning classical figurative sculptor who creates work of art in bronze that commemorate the history of African descendants. Whereas one of your best-known sculptures is in an outdoor sculpture dedicated to the memory of the women who led and sustained the Montgomery bus boycott, on display at the National Memorial for Peace and Justice in Montgomery, Alabama. And whereas, with equity and justice at the forefront of your art and volunteerism, you actively serve on the board of directors of the Ferris Foundation, the cabinet for the Jim Crow Museum of Racist Memorabilia, in addition to art organizations in California that support diversity, equity, access, and inclusion. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Ferris State University offers you to its sincere gratitude and takes great pride in conferring upon you the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters, with all rights and privileges thereunto pertaining.
Dana King, Ferris State University is privileged to pay tribute to you today by virtue of the laws of the state of Michigan and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Ferris State University. With the sincere good wishes of the faculty and students of this university, I confer upon you the honorary degree Doctor of Humane Letters, with all the rights and privileges therein. As a symbol of this recognition, we invest you with this doctoral hood. And present you with this diploma. May I present to you Dr. Dana King.
Oh my goodness. Why'd I put on any makeup? Well, hello, family. You graduates, you did this thing. We are family. We are alumna and alumnus of Ferris State University. You did it, yeah. Dr. Eisler and the entire leadership of this university, I want to thank you for gracing me with this honor that I do not deserve, but I will do my best to be an ambassador out in the world for Ferris State University. I want to thank my family for being here. My brother is here from Denver. He is an amazing warrior against oppression and justice, a Juris Doctor who moved to Japan to learn Japanese, who speaks Spanish, who's a 5th degree black belt in Taekwondo and a 4th degree black belt in Hapkido. I love you more than anything, more than anyone. My cousin, Ann James Boyd, who came in from Ann Arbor this morning. She is a pediatric cardiologist. I love you and thank you for being here. And I apologize because in terms of the James gene pool, they got it all. You just get me today. I want to thank and give love to my Big Rapids family, the matriarch of the family, Judy Cook, the Queen of the North. Her daughters, who are my allies and accomplices, we're all going to go to jail together. Kelly Cook and her little sister, Cammie Cook. two amazing women. Thank you for being here today. 9 a.m. graduation. What's up with that? It is so early. It's what time in Oakland? And by the way, I send you righteous greetings from Oakland. You didn't even get to sleep in this morning, right? When I graduated, we at least had the ceremony in the afternoon, and that's about all I remember of it. I surely don't remember the speaker. And funny twist of fate, I may not want you to remember your graduation speaker either, but I'm gonna do my best to achieve the opposite from happening this morning. And since I am what stands between you and your Instagram photo moment when you receive your diploma, let me just dive in, because lucky you, I only have about 10 minutes. I may go over a little, but my brother's here and he's gonna give me the hook in case I go too long. When I graduated, I didn't know much about the Ferris history, and quite honestly, I didn't give it much thought. Jesus said it best, "A prophet is not without honor, except in his own hometown." This townie, Big Rapids High School class of 1978, I'm embarrassed to say, I look down on attending Ferris. What I know now that I did not know then was the history of Woodbridge and Helen Ferris, who were devoted to equity, diversity, inclusion, access, and justice in action, not just words. Woodbridge Ferris, until his death in 1928, was a champion for unity and for racial equality. He forged a relationship with Booker T. Washington, the founder of the Hampton Institute, now the Hampton University, allowing Hampton students to attend Ferris from Virginia to learn what they were not legally able to learn in the post-Reconstruction Jim Crow South. The Hampton arrangement began 10 years after the first African-American student attended Ferris, and that was in 1900. 122 years ago, young Black men came here and graduated and went on to become the doctors and pharmacists and dentists in their cities and towns. I had no idea of our collective history until a few years ago when I read the book that's in my bag. I'm gonna grab it. Haste to Rise. This book is amazing. Haste to Rise was written by Dr. David Pilgrim and Franklin Hughes. So I didn't know this history when I graduated, but thanks to people like Dr. Pilgrim and Franklin Hughes and the Jim Crow Museum staff and others on this campus, we now know the significance of Ferris and the educational equity practiced here since the university's founding as it relates to American history. And I couldn't be prouder of that. And I know, you're not gonna read anything for a while. I get it. But when you're ready, please lift this book, Haste to Rise, and don't wait 35 years or more to learn the significant history of Ferris like I did. This history is not just about Black people attending Ferris. It's about the institution's mission to make sure that higher education was available to any and everyone, no matter their color, the religion they practiced, how much money they had, who they loved, whatever. It has always been the mission and vision of the institution that is handing you your diploma today. When I left Ferris 40 years ago, 1 week after graduation, I was a living cliche. I hopped into my Volkswagen and I packed it full of everything I could pack into it, and I drove to California. And yeah, I actually put a sign on the back window that said, California or bust. I was that geek. I didn't have a job. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a place to live. I drove straight to the ocean and found the dopest studio apartment I could find. Wood floors, brick walls, high ceilings, right on the craziest part of the Strand on Venice Beach. It also had an entire colony of cockroaches already living there, and they were horrible roommates. I didn't have a job, and it took a while to get one. I actually had to rent my car out a couple of times, $75 a week. There were many days I only had an apple and peanut butter in my refrigerator. And the funny thing about going to California was this. I was the BRS, the Big Rapids High School graduate, BRHS graduate, who was too afraid to go to Michigan State, where I was accepted. I was too afraid to go because it was too big. I feared getting lost in the shuffle, becoming invisible, dismissed, ignored. But mainly, I was just afraid. So I signed up here at Ferris. No great intention other than it was familiar and safe. It was comfortable. And I felt like I would be okay here. I got more than I bargained for from Ferris because it gave me more than an education. It took a while, but by the time I graduated, I was confident, strong in my belief in myself. I felt like I could do anything, and all I needed was someone to take a chance on me. So I drove 2,250.7 miles away to try my hand at life. And I went to Los Angeles because I didn't want to compete in the Michigan job market at that time against those Michigan State and U of M grads. And that wasn't insecurity. That was just reality. So in LA, when I was in search of a job, when I was feeling down and wondering if I had made a colossal mistake, I would drive up to the top of the city on Mulholland Drive and look down on the lights below and tell myself that there was something out there for me, and it would either find me or I would find it. I ended up having 2 different careers before I left LA. I started in television advertising sales. I didn't even know that jobs like that existed. But LA was the kind of place where you could be anyone you wanted to be. You could do anything your heart desired. You could dye your hair purple, and I could take on a Spanish accent. No one would know, right? So I sold airtime for about 5 years before, and I kid you not, my boss brought me into his office and he told me he wanted me to be a reporter. I said, where? He said, on TV, here. And he probably was rethinking his idea of having me do it. I told him, nah, no thank you, I'm not interested. Actually, what I'm interested in is your job. I want to run this TV station. That's where the power was. He won. But not before I negotiated a way back to my job, because if I didn't like it, I didn't want to do it. I wanted my job. And if he didn't like me in the job, I wanted my job back. Because I really thought it would be easy. I mean, really, all you do is stand there and talk, right? Blah, 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 like I'm doing now. But it was the hardest thing I ever had to learn. And I sucked at it. I couldn't even remember my own name. I couldn't remember the anchors I had to toss back to. I was like, and I'm in front of this fire, back to you. And I ended up doing that for 25 years. And while I loved it until I didn't, I never really got comfortable at it. It wasn't my passion. But what I did love about it was traveling all over the world and meeting people of all different cultures. I covered, well, you've heard, I won't even get into it, but it was an amazing life. I covered the Gulf War from the aircraft carrier, the USS Abraham Lincoln. I met witch doctors in West Africa who terrified me, and I cheated death a couple of times. It was the greatest challenge to land in a country and navigate complicated politics, especially as a woman, and to meet people, keep my crew safe, and get home with a story. I was an adrenaline junkie. The beauty of the work was the people I met, everyday people, doing their best for themselves, their families, and often their countries. I think of them when I am disgusted with the divisiveness in politics in my own country. I've witnessed the faith that humans carry when facing great personal loss. I've been the recipient of grace and kindness from people who have nothing to give but love. I have witnessed babies being born in the middle of hurricanes and searched with grieving parents looking for their lost children. And I held on to all those stories of humanity when at the height of my career, I was fired. Fired. It was a surprise, but it wasn't surprising because I always knew that one day I would get fired. Fired by a boss who didn't like the sound of my voice, didn't like the cut of my jib, as they like to say. And it went down like that. In 2012, after 5 Emmy and 2 Edward R. Murrow Awards, my brand new boss, on his second day at work, called me in to tell me that my hair was a problem. My hair, not my work ethic, not our ratings, not any complaints from viewers, my hair. Not this current crop of hair, no. My hair was short, and after 20 years of dyeing it, a color that was not found in nature, I let it go gray. And as soon as he started in on me, I said to myself, breathe, smile, don't say anything, and listen to every word. Remember it. So he told me that because my skin was so dark and my hair was so light, that it was a distraction for the viewers. And I thought to myself, that's one. And then he asked me if I would dye it. I said no. I told him that I got more letters about my hair going gray than any other story I'd ever covered, and 99.9.54% were in loving support. That was number 2. So when he hit number 3 and asked me if I would wear a wig, I stood up, dusted myself off, thanked him for his time, and told him that I realized he needed to do what he needed to do, but to get back to me with an offer. He flew to New York the next day, talked to his bosses, and came back with my offer. And I was gone in a week. And here's the thing. When I started in broadcasting in my late 20s, I knew that I didn't want to grow old on TV because I didn't want some man, and I only worked for men for 25 years. I didn't want one of them to come up and go, you know, Dana, you need to pull this up and tighten that up. So I decided I wanted to retire by the age of 50. So when the hair conversation happened at 52, I was already gone mentally. I had returned to school, working on my MFA, with the intention and dream of starting my own art practice. The only thing missing from my plans was the how of it. So I knew that when I got the offer to leave, that something like that only happens once. And if I didn't take it, it would never come to pass again. And that set me on my final career. I was always an artist, and 25 years of broadcasting and telling stories satisfied that creativity. And now as a sculptor of Black bodies in bronze, creating equity in art, I still tell stories. It's just the medium that has changed. In many ways, reporting stories on TV meant that they came and went with a few breaths, whereas the stories I share in bronze empower them to become nearly eternal because the material lasts forever. In 2021, I installed a sculpture in honor of the co-founder of the Black Panther Party, Dr. Huey P. Newton. It was commissioned by his widow. I also installed an installation called Monumental Reckoning. It represents the beginning of the business of slavery. 350 ancestral figures in Golden Gate Park surround a 130-year-old, 52-foot tall plinth where the sculpture was held, and it was a monument to hate and ideology. Sculpture inhabits space, and space is power. My work elevates the history of African descendants as it relates to American history. I know that history must be told in context, 360 degrees of truth. America's history is hard, but we all deserve to know the truth of it. And I need you to know, I didn't know I was a sculptor. I took a class halfway through my MFA with a master sculptor named Philippe Farreau, and that was it. I couldn't even finish the class. I just had to get started on it. And that was 11 years ago, and I can't stop because it's a gift from God. Which leads me to today. Time is a fluid, funny thing. I graduated 40 years ago, and standing here before you was not even on my radar. It's your time now, and it will expand and compress, and before you even know it, it will be 40 years from now for you. That compression of time allows you to look back at the road you traveled, and hopefully you will see that all those times you worried about whether you were making the right decision, especially when it didn't feel right, were exactly the detours that led you to where you ended up. I see that thread now in my rearview mirror. And I know that you've read stories about what advice would you have for your younger self. Well, I want to encourage you to think more differently. Looking back into the window of your past is easier. I'd like you to look forward and ask yourself now and every day leading up to your 80-year-old self, how am I doing? Am I living a life I'll be proud of at 80? Am I doing things that I will regret at 80? Or more importantly, what are the things I will regret not having done? And then when you get there, what will that you at 80 look back to find? Did you do the things that you thought were important? And in your 20s and 30s and beyond, will it even matter? Were you kind when you didn't have to be? When it didn't cost you anything or give you anything? Did you lead with love and in a loving way as often as possible? Did you use your access to power and powerful people to help others? Did you speak up for the voiceless? How did you pick yourself up from the storms of life that are coming? How did you start anew after great loss? Because truth be told, you'll see at 80 that success didn't come without failure. Will your 80-year-old self be proud of you? Your 80-year-old self will be the sum total of all your choices. Make the world a better place, please. Take care of yourself. Stand up for others. Don't be afraid to do the right thing. Don't put limitations on yourself. What is yours to do will reveal itself. So pay attention. I leave you now with the words of the Sufi poet Rumi, the words that I try to live up to every day. Wherever you stand, be the soul of that place. You have my love, my respect, and my gratitude. Thank you for allowing me to celebrate your day with you. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. King. We now take pride in recognizing the graduates of the Ferris State University class of 2020, 2021, and 2022. In the interest of time and maintaining the integrity of the ceremony, we ask that the families and friends of the graduates remain at their seats for the complete ceremony. The university has contracted with a professional photographer to take pictures of each graduate. We will be shaking hands as part of today's ceremony. If you would prefer to not shake hands, please indicate so. The academic deans will assist President Eisler and Provost Fleischman to confer the appropriate degrees and certificates on the Ferris State University class of 2020, 2021, and 2022.
Will the candidates for the master's degrees in the College of Business please rise? Will their families also please rise? Interim Dean James Woolen will present the master degree candidates.
On behalf of the College of Business, I am honored and privileged to present to you these candidates for the Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Information Security and Intelligence, and Master of Science in Criminal Justice Administration. They are hereby certified by the faculty for their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon each of you the master's degree as it applies to you individually, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities therein. Congratulations, master's graduates, College of Business.
Family members may be seated. Graduates, please come forward as directed by ushers. Tanner J. Benny. John Spencer Higgins. Amber N. Ducey. Amy Lynn Bloomfield. Samantha Ray Cross. Chelsea May Greenman. Naomi Denise Bartoff. Laurent Bingui. Mark Edward Uchman. Zoe Nokomis Kuspa. Jacob Daniel Taylor. Michael Scott Schonert. Sadie Catherine Ball. Richard D. Johnson. Jessica Ann Vibinen. Tira Gladney. Skylar R. Lewis. Emily R. Lesniak. Annabeth Peterson. Robin Lee Havman. Christina Marie Backus. Shay Quinn Marie Gleason. Riley Jean Eggers. Benjamin Y. Ludema. Catherine Marie Westmoreland. Christine Marie Westmoreland. Robert E. Fisher. Michael Ryan Chesney. Mitch Manson. Daniel Arnett Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, the master's graduates of the College of Business.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate and associate degrees and certificates in the College of Business please rise? Will their families also please rise? Interim Dean Woolen will present the candidates.
On behalf of the College of Business, I am honored and I am privileged to present to you these candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Associate in Applied Science, and certificates. They are hereby certified by the faculty for their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon each of you the bachelor and associate degrees and certificates as they apply to you individually, for all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities therein. Congratulations, graduates, College of Business.
Families may be seated. Graduates may be seated except for the first row. Please come forward as directed by ushers. Madison McLeod. Jessica Margaret Tucci. Michaela Elizabeth Valed. Brittany Coleman. Ethan John Pattison. Donis John Harris. Andrew D. Jaworski. Katrina Elise Drosky. Bryce Kenneth Hagenauer. Benjamin Blanchard Cummings. Clarissa Larice L. Roberts. William P. Olson. Sarah Joan Day. Kenzie Marie Carson. Brianna Davis. Essence LaFay Jones. Tierra Juanita Foster. Michael Anthony Hernandez. Lashri Alana Davis. Aaron James Collins. Mira McKenna Harmon. Justin Alexander Lai. Danny Marie Batica. Samuel Mitchell Reichart. Taylor Allison Gilchrist. Sydney K. Roush. Melanie Nicole Geldum. Mung Par Chin Sung. Megan Kate Ball. Sedan D. Norwood. Ciara Shelby Williard. Heather Catherine Peacock. Alexis R. Peacock. Robert William Rutkowski. Brianna Whitney Welsh. Madison Taylor Kalinowski. Audrey Autumn Hugerhide. Amanda Marie Lester. Bonita Jackson. Anthony Michael Walker. Patrice McLaurin. Isaiah Michael Miller. Andrew Michael Gajewski. Mayed Efednik. Carrie Farley. Ubera M. Zapata. Sydney May Spencer. Haley Jonadeline Johnson. Journey Thomas Abels. Sebastian Michael Smith. Brandy Gray Nichols. Mackenzie Grace Roberts. Jennifer Grace Cameron. Abigail Marie Duba. Jared Robert Subject. Jermaine Kirtland Romer. Caleb J. Walker. Hongmei Zhang. Mercedes Lynn Bell. Marlene Reyna Muscat. Heather Lynn Hartleroad. Darby Marie Garland. Lady Rebecca Elizabeth Belgowan. Mayum A. Lurth. Sophie Cummings. Christy Justine Payne. Courtney Forrester. Harley Diane Jewett. Caitlin Nicole Foco. Vanessa Claire Pine. Mallory Mackenzie Meeker. Jasmine Rose Thomas. Rachel Ray Cleland. Ashley Ryan Shearer. Allison Kaylee Samp. Aaron N. Dusa. Trevor T. Walega. Eric Paul Heater. Matthew Thomas Evans. James Edward Prince. Keegan Hepler. David Michael Monley. Jordan Ann Weaver. Veronica Nicole Coates. Andrew B. Shuprai. Daniel John Becker. Kim Joy Stystra. Joel David Dodds. Kamira Janae Harwell. Giovanni L. Skiffer-Terry. Okay. Amira Janae Overstreet. Sarah Louise Lytle. Shelby Danielle. Carissa Corrine Clark. Nathan Andrew Nye. Peyton L. Thompson. Isabella R. Sebastian. Kylie Renee McCarthy. Jessica Christine Kramer. Kayla Joan Gregory. Kyle John Smith. Keisha Faye Daniels. Cody William Beauchard. Lydia Dolores McCracken. Okay. Natalie Tang. Haley Morgan Pierce. Brooke Martin. Amelia Ray Araki. Isabella Compriere Fonseca. Scott Tyler Kendra. Mallory Ann Jarrett. Lance Artland Donald. Nicole Beverly. Jennifer Sue Shepard. Jack Remington Paulson. Shania Michelle Peterson. Kevin Ryan Schrupp. Long Din Tran. Wyatt Glenn Friscara. Nathan Edward Hall. Brandon David Sweet. Trevor Davis Ducharme. Carlin Christine Schaefer. Hannah Jane Geiger. Richard Herrera. Zachary Ace Frank. Evan Joseph Sparling. Logan Alex Lambertson. Dale William Thompson. Renton Sloan Joling. Cole Patrick James Ferris. Amy Marie Hollowa. Madison Nicole Wilson. Iriana Lykel Williams. Ebony C. Rembert. Ellie Marie Kanda. Eileen Gutierrez Blanco. Macy Fredericks. Gabriella Ann Worden. Eva Marie Wiegand. Kayana Melinda Dean. Sydney M. Hoffman. Madison Rose Lee. Jocelyn Breyer Worth. Lauren Nicole Babick. Christina Marie Caldwell. Andrew Tyler Mason. Jake Eric Edwards. Michael William Deaton. Ryan John Hoeksema. Nicholas John Davis. Brandon Michael Tuck. Jorge Garcia Jaimes. Mason Elliott Grinnell. Chase Edward McGinnis. Carly Brianne Martin. Connor John Gordon. Michael Jeffrey Wells. Jacob David Newman. Yeager Ray Shippa. Miranda Lynn Clow. Okay. Nadia Love Greenia. Cassandra J. Askinen. Cheyenne Joe Clark. Gary Jacob Maudie. Joshua William DeBode. Jessica Lynn Osman. Andrew Martin Hoying. McKinley Kate Kreitner. Olivia Kathleen Smith. Catherine Rochelle Kroll. Allison Christine Dion. Ashley Brooke Matz. Naya Nicole Goins. Taylor Renee Kelly. Shelley Ann Garno. Justin Michael Hartman. Amira J. Andrawas. Brandon C. Herring. Brian Joseph Piper. Garrett Michael Snyder. Tawan Maurice Posey Jr. Evan Lewis Scott. Alan Devonte McNeil. Brendan Patrick Hart. Jordan Isaiah Jones. Michael Donald Schultz. Austin Burns. Daniel Robert Londick. Garrett Warren Quiggin. Dustin Roy Van Krimpen. Daniel Joseph Hill. Autumn Marlene Plouffe. Dylan Thomas Coleman. Jennifer Ann Malcolm. Erin Marie Skolton. Elise Ray Ann Gorby. Olivia B. Stanwaz. Okay. Trevor Jofina Stribling. Margaret Joan Yolacki. Hannah Nicole Haynes. Ariana Renee Hasensall. Cynthia Guadalupe Espinoza. Reve Justine Elizabeth Deshone. Kelsey Elena Sejak Kokozik. Renee Ann Shooter. Reed Richard Carpenter. Sierra Nicole Nance. Jordan Mackenzie Hart. Andrew Curtis Evans. Nana Faye Metcalf. Jacob Earl Klukas. Jason Michael Forbes. Mohammed Nabil Amen. Amar Nathaniel Blake. Amir Durrell Blake. Cy Michael Barnett. Jason Martinez. Anissa Rose Stenger. Emma Bossenbrook. Adam Burton Callahar. Anissa Leanne Barrier. Anna Catherine Kirk. Austin Blake Carithers. Trey A. Lavin. Connor William Jubinville. Patrick Joseph Ruddy. Wyatt Jeffrey Miller. Haven Riley DiPiazza. Natalie Jean Mulder. Evan Patrick Culp. Hannah Victoria Willis. Jordan C. Wintrick. Stephanie Nicole Scafaria. Grace Marie Verhage. Cole Curtis Desmiter. Kyle Henry Andrews. Hunter Reed Agus. Kyle Avery Lucas. Darian James Davis. Alexis Nicole Cantu. Riley Christopher Wilton. Brandon Richard Day. Patricia Martin Gomez. Brittany Marie Lavenant. Samantha Rose Stephenson. Avery Clavin. Ling Vu Nguyen. Jordan Marshall Bailey. Jacob Guy Herond. Noah Thomas Hayes. Brennan Scott McNally. Jessica Lynn Barbrick. Matthew Scott Hall. Janatul Firdos. Said Rizvi. Sean Patrick Brown. Caleb Allen Pritchard. Caleb De Jesus Castillo Dean. Taylor Ann Elschels. Patrick Timothy Maloney. Emma Joanne Franklin. Caitlin Rose Behrens. Zaning Liu. Cameron Rebecca McKay. Paige Elaine Abramitis. Samuel C. Mazzola. Alexia Paige Ortiz. Courtney Brooke Byers. Baden M. Wackerlin. Kyle James Tinker. Sorry, Kyle. Ryan Patrick Meisner. Cole William Postumus. Jeffrey Paul Bacon. James Royce Millen. Robert Isaac Mulaski. Alex Boyson. Alyssa Nicole Bala. Madison Mary McDowell. Lauren Grace Davis. Margaret Elizabeth Pullman. Charles Christopher Pogue. John William Wiseman. Troy Shannon White. Dylan Andrew Faniff. Josleandria Rowland. Michael Taylor Stewart. Nicholas Richard Chelikis. Maxwell Jonathan Jones. Adam Nicholas Sinclair. Timothy James Link. That's all you want. Kilp Bleasner. Cody Thomas Bowers. Kristen Marie Davis. Aaliyah Lynn Richards. Gabrielle Marie Klipfel. Haley Marie Cranston. Pamela Joe Frisbee. Erica Renee Blackbird. Haley Ann Matthews. Peyton Amelia Lannon. Courtney Ray Bryan. Ariel Marie Drummond. Rochelle Denise Johnson. Kylie Lorraine Curtis. J.D. Fields. Ryan David Cox. Aaron Christopher Inda. Benjamin Thomas O'Brien. Tyler Philip Kirchie. Sydney Rosetta Stevens. Frankie J. Ramirez. Drake Anthony Manwaring. Alicia Grace Burmeister. Idiris Yanil Cruz. Lee Allen Beaton. Ashlyn Teresa Howard. Hannah Rose Stack. Olivia Margaret Adams. Christina Lynn Rousseau. Hannah Nicole Zimmer. Jennifer Rose Bikema. Michaela Margaret Graham. Autumn Rose Foreman. Megan Christine Blust. Isabella Elizabeth Patterson. Andrea Marie Hall. Brian Russell Tenike. Chad William Boyke. Bradley William Moore. Lucas Harold Sosh. Jillian E. Corneal. Marissa R. Norris. Catherine S. Henderson. Michaela Siegel. Zuun Wong. One final graduate who could not attend the ceremony due to being deployed, Jashawn J. Jones. His parents are here today, and I ask that they stand at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the College of Business.
Will all of our graduates please stand? Graduates? There's a long-standing tradition at commencement ceremonies in which the graduates move their tassels from the right side to the left side of their caps as a symbol of your accomplishment. I invite all graduates of the classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022 to flip their tassels at this time. Congratulations and best wishes to each of you. Please be seated.
Jeremy Mishler, Associate Vice President for External Relations and Executive Director of the Ferris Alumni Association, will now bring you greetings from the Alumni Association.
It is now my great privilege to salute all of you for the first time as alumni of Ferris State University. From this day, you will face many new possibilities, probabilities, and challenges. We will now be depending on you to do your part to strengthen the economies of our world and to build our communities. It is now, more than ever, that we will be counting on you to advocate to your family, neighbors, and colleagues the continuing opportunity of Ferris State. We are looking forward to your return to campus as our advisors, to be our guest speakers, and to share with us your successes so that your stories will inspire and support future generations that have the ability to fulfill their dreams here and one day stand at your side. Celebrate this great day. We look forward to hearing from you soon. But remember, you are and always will be a Bulldog.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of Ferris Fidelity. You may join Rachel Schumann in singing our alma mater. The words are located in your programming.
As constant as the northern star, our faith we pledge to thee. Our word, our bond, our oath, our trust to you, fidelity. From the promise of the crimson dawn to sunset mellow gold, thy spirit shall prevail. We pledge allegiance as of old. Ferris State, all hail!
Please remain standing for the formal closing of the commencement ceremony. Thank you for sharing this special day with us. We would like to invite the College of Business graduates and their families and friends to join us at the College of Business Commencement Open House that takes place immediately across the street in IRC Connector located at 1301 South State Street, where some light refreshments will be served. Meanwhile, feel free to take photos on the grounds outside the building. You are dismissed.
What up, Dog? I just wanted to say thanks to my mom and dad who have been a huge support system while I've been at school, as well as my brother, sister, and sister-in-law. And I also wanted to thank the few close friends that I've made here at Ferris. You guys know who you are. As for faculty and staff, I wanted to thank Emily Malloy and Amari McGee, who have been my bosses here at Ferris, and Jim Van Treese, Mary Zimmer, and Kathy Bordeaux, who have helped me along the way.
Hey family and friends, thanks for coming out. I'm happy to be getting out of here. Okay, so can we hurry up? Can we move this along so we can go? Yay!
Thank you, family and friends, for coming out tonight. I appreciate you all.
Hey guys, thanks for coming. Love you.
I just wanted to thank my mom and dad for being there for me for my whole graduation experience. I can't believe that I'm graduating as a Bulldog just like you guys did. And I want to also thank my brother and my sister for being there for me through it all. Thanks, guys. Love ya.
Hi everyone. As you can see, I'm in my cap and gown and the infamous cords here. But I just want to say I did it. 4 years of college is hard work. I'm telling you, it's not easy to be a student and work full time. But I'm here, I got golden cords, and I'm ready to walk the stage in 2 months. But before I even do that, I just want to give thanks to everyone that helped me during this journey. My best friend, my mom, and my dad, and then my siblings. And then I also want to thank my closest friends back home, Brandon and my best friend Jonathan, just everybody that's been there to help me when I've been struggling with school and just been thinking about quitting, but they told me to keep going, you got this, and here I am. I'm going to be graduating on May 7th, and I will take my degree and go and work. So we did it. Bye.
All right, I just want to thank my husband for all of his support through the past 5 years. My kids, JJ, Lexi, Avery, thank you for helping me with the late nights and being patient with me. We've made a lot of memories the past few years, and I appreciate you guys being supportive of me, the late nights, early mornings, and the fact that it was hard dealing with your mom, being stressed out with homework and stuff, but we did it. And hopefully you guys take away a lot from this. My experiences, our experience as a family with your mom graduating in a later point in her life. And I appreciate all my family, all my friends, all of your guys' help and support and staying with me through all this. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to my parents. Without y'all, I would never did it. But listen, I'm done, and I can't wait to start living life.
I want to say thank you to all my family and friends who have supported me throughout this time. It's been a long journey here at Ferris, and I'm so excited to say I'm getting my master's, and I'm excited for this next chapter. So thank you, family, thank you, friends, thank you to my families and friends here at Ferris as well. So thank you, and let's celebrate.
I want to thank all my family and friends for pushing me to pursue my dreams. I'm so excited to become a nurse and graduate this semester. Thank you again.
I just want to thank my mom and my dad, my grandma, my brother, and all my friends that have helped me get to this point, and I'm really excited for my future.
I would just like to say thank you to my parents, my friends, and to the Office of Multicultural Student Services for helping me with everything that I needed all through college. Thanks, guys. Go Bulldogs. Thank you to all my friends and family for supporting me these last 4 years, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Hi, Mom. Thank you. I wanted to give you a special shout out as I'm graduating. You're a fourth and final kid, so congratulations to you for getting all of us through that. It means a lot to all of us, I'm sure. Thanks again.
Shout out to my mama. Thank you, mama, who did it for Winnie. Shout out to my grandma. Hey, bro. Y'all messing up my video. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank everybody for supporting me through the journey. Shout out to the guys, support to the kiddos. That was it.
Hey, class of 22, made it. Shout out to the family. Pops, Rita, Nye, Bria, all that. You know, shout out to y'all, everybody. Y'all.
Thanks to everybody who made this day possible. Wife Micah, daughter Hannah, son Britt, David Damari, my mentor, all the people at Ferris State University, the College of Optometry, and the College of Optometry. Thank you for everything you've done.
I just want to thank all of my family and friends for always pushing me and supporting me to reach my goals.
My name is Madison Lee, and I just want to thank my family, friends, and all of the faculty that have helped me get to where I'm at today.
My name is Jocelyn Worth. I also want to thank my family and all the professors that I've had to make my experience at Ferris wonderful. And we also want to thank Ferris for introducing us to each other.
Hi, I'm Elise Gustin, and I would just like to thank the faculty, my friends, and family for helping me get to this point. It's been a long time coming. I would also like to make a special thanks to my mother, who could not be here with us today, but she's here in spirit. Mama, we did it, hey!
I'd like to say thank you to my family, my parents, grandparents, and uncle, and all the people I've met at Ferris thus far. It's been a great time, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Hey everybody, it's Brendan Sanders here. I just wanted to thank Dr. A, Professor Stack, Mom and Dad, and Ferris State University for giving me all the opportunities in the world to prove myself. I hope I made you guys proud.
Thank you for supporting me on my college journey. Enjoy yourself at our graduation.
I just want to say thank you to my lovely parents and my brothers for supporting me through my whole entire college experience, and Dr. Miskell Clothing.
I'd like to thank my mom for helping me through everything through college, and paying my tuition, college textbooks, supporting me through all my projects and everything. And I'd also like to thank Enrique for giving me the inspirational words every single night when I'm back home. They've helped me through all this time, and I'm grateful for all of you guys.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming and celebrating me. I really want to thank my parents, especially my mom, for taking her time and going through all of this with me as I transition to getting out of here. Thanks everyone, love you guys.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to my family and friends for supporting me during this crazy time of earning my master's degree. Especially my children who had to put up with some grouchiness. And I also want to give a shout out to the criminal justice professors in the master's program who have all been awesome and understanding. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much for coming to my graduation. I'd like to say thank you to my family, my husband, my children, and my mother for all the endurance, and my brother, of course. But I would like to thank my husband for being patient, my children for being patient, for the long nights that I had to stay up and not able to spend time with you as a family. Thank you again.
I want to thank everybody who supported me through my process of getting my master's. So I want to thank my mom. I want to thank my brother. I want to thank my Uncle Dan, my Aunt Bonnie, my cousin Chris, my cousin David, my friend James, my friend Christian. I want to thank everybody who supported me during this time and was my support system even when things were difficult. So thank you again.
My name is Sarah Fozzie, and I would like to thank my parents and my best friends, Aubrey, Rachel, and Rachel's husband, Joe, for always being there for me. Thanks again.
Just want to say thanks to my parents for all the love and support that they have given me throughout this whole process, and the love of my fiance through all the stress that I've been dealing with through college and being a first-gen graduate. It's been amazing. Thank you, Ferris State, for all the wonderful times, and I will miss you.
Mom, Dad, I really want to thank you guys for all the love and support that you had for me in this, these difficult few years, but we've gotten through it. I'm now graduating, getting a big kid job. I couldn't have done it without you guys, the rest of my loving family, my beautiful fiance, and then obviously Ferris State University. Thank you for all the time you gave me. I'll miss you.
I want to thank my mom, my dad, my grandparents, my sisters, and my brother for encouraging me, getting me to this place. I want to thank my professors for teaching me everything that I know, and I want to thank my friends for motivating me and keeping me on track.
Hi, my name is Julia Howard. I just wanted to give a big thank you to my friends, family, instructors for everything that you contributed to my college career. I'm so excited to go off and start my next step at MSU.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for allowing me to have this opportunity to go to college.